Michael Wolff, author of Fire and Fury, Inside the Trump White House, is back with me. Michael, some folks are saying that what they said in this book are not true. You quote Mick Mulvaney in the book. You talk about how he had to be introduced a number of times to the president as the director of the Office of Management and Budget. And in Mulvaney's telling, according to you, Trump was too scattershot to ever be of much help to him in trying to craft a budget. He was asked about that in an interview, and here is what he said.
I talked to the guy for about half an hour. I remember talking to him in March. I think he put 2 sentences about me in the book, both of which were inaccurate.
There are folks out there who are disputing what
I hadn't heard that before, and I just, want to say that's completely ridiculous.
Well, Tom Barrack is saying that he's misquoted. Katie Walsh is saying she's misquoted. Are they all lying?
They are all lying. I mean, they are all, they're in a situation, we're in a situation now where Donald Trump has come to think that this book is a mortal threat. I don't know if it is or it isn't, but he certainly feels that way. And he is making demands on everybody. I hear through the grapevine, that Katie Walsh's job is at issue now, and which I regret. And even that, she's not really saying that I misquoted her. She's saying that she was quoting something like she was quoting Steve Bannon, who said he's a child. Huh. Everybody says he's a child, in fact. So we're having people are scrambling and they are panicked, which I absolutely understand. Nobody saw this book coming. Nobody saw that it would be as big as it seems to be, and everybody is caught a deer caught in the headlights.
You have tapes. Are you going to release the tapes?
No, I'm going to do, I have what every journalist, I work like every journalist. I have tapes, I have notes.
But if people are questioning it, why not produce the evidence?
Because that's not I'm not in your business. My evidence is the book. Read the book. If it makes sense to you, if it strikes a chord, if it rings true, it is true.
Here's the thing about the book, and I read it. A lot of the stuff did read did feel true. There were a lot of factual errors as well. We're living in a time with this president where everybody's.
But let's go factual errors. You get pinned on this because everybody's looking
about factual errors, and I wrote a book about Donald Trump. So
Mike Berman mixed up with Mark Berman or vice versa.
But CNN was not the one who released the dossier.
That is absolutely, completely untrue. No. CNN
reported on it, but did not release it.
CNN was first on that story.
They reported on it, but they didn't release the whole dossier.
Okay, we're talking about
that's my point.
But that's my point. That's the level that we're talking at here.
I understand that. But as somebody who wrote a book about Donald Trump, I was really cautious that every single fact in there was correct, because I didn't want anybody to say your book isn't true because look at this tiny little thing. So did you have a fact checker go through it to make sure that you could?
I absolutely had. I had actually 3 fact checkers, but this is. I stand by.
Why open yourself up is my question. I mean, I understand.
As I say, the so-called errors that you're talking about are the kind of minuscule errors that, first thing, I think you're going to find in any book, including yours. I am up to a particular kind of scrutiny because I am threatening the President of the United States. Bring it on is what I say.
I understand that, and I appreciate that, and this book is very compelling, and there's a lot of it that reads true, that feels true. But we are living in a time right now where everybody is so anxious about this president. They're so anxious about what he's going to do next. Why not make it abundantly clear where you heard stories, where your attribution is, in order for people to feel some comfort in trusting?
Yeah, first thing, I think it is actually, if you read the book, I think it is abundantly clear. And you just have just have to read the book. When an author writes a book, that's a very
huge thing.
Significant thing. Here's the evidence. It's the book. Read the book.
I agree, and you should read the book 100%.
But this idea let's go and address the idea of tapes. I have everything that I do has been specifically closely sourced. That's what we do. We take notes. Would you show, you're a reporter, would you open your notes to the world? That's, you know, it's called work product. And that turns into a book. If I were in the television business, and that's what we do, we have cameras, audio, that's one thing. I'm a writer. I'm literally a writer. This is a written story. I've told a story, and you know, just read it. If you don't think it's true, which 35% of the country is not going to think it's true. The Donald Trump 35%, they're not going to buy this.
There's one section that caught my attention in an early reading, and that was Donald Trump